Welcome to Crack-A-Pack. My name is Andrew. Today we're cracking open Phyrexia All Be One. Let's get cracking. Our first card today is a Phyrexian Horror token. Then we have a Swamp for our land. Next we have Green Sun's Twilight, which for X and a green is a sorcery that reads, reveal the top X+1 cards of your library. Choose a creature and or land card from among them. Put those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is 5 or more, instead put the chosen cards onto the battlefield or into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, so cast this even for 0, you're guaranteed to get to look at the top card of your library, and if it's a creature or a land, you can put it into your hand. Then if it is 1 to 4, you're looking at 2 to 5 cards and putting a creature and or land from among them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library. And then if it is 5 or more, you're looking at 6+ cards, and you can put any number of creature or lands, or no, you can put the chosen cards, choose a creature and or land card. You can choose to put them onto the battlefield or into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it gets better and better the larger X is, in not just typical like, hey, I'm looking at more. Because even at 0, you're getting benefit, but then as it gets bigger, you're looking at more cards. Then as it's bigger, you're able to put them onto the battlefield too. So it gets kind of bonkers in that, if sure it is 6 mana to get maybe like a land onto the battlefield and a creature, but if it's the right land and the right creature, you cheated something huge into play that you would have had that turn and got some land back as well. And they don't have to come in tapped either. They just come onto the battlefield. So that land, if it's the right land, could be tapping that turn for a even bigger play. It's very situational, but I do think it's a decent card. It's not the best dig. It's not the best library digger, but it is a decent one. Sure, it's not going to have the same rate as Cultivate or Regrowth or anything like that. But, I mean, if you cast it for 0 and that top card happens to be a land, you're at least getting that into your hand. Does this replace any of those dig spells? No, but I think it can fit in as an alternative to them if you can't afford it, if you're already running it in other decks, or maybe even alongside them. I think this doesn't necessarily take their place, but it could be a nice addition too. Next we have Swooping Lookout, Evolving Adaptive, Resistance Sky Warden, Basilica Skybomb, Gitaxian Anatomist, Myr Kinsmith, Planar Disruption, Dune Mover, Duress, Mandible Justicar, Ruthless Predation, Sky Scythe Engulfer, and Free from Flesh. Now today's Pack 1, Pick 1. I really like Swooping Lookout. For a white, it's a 1/2 with Flying and Vigilance. It's a very cheap creature with Flying and Vigilance. I mean, there's not much else that needs to be said about it. It's not saying you need to draft in any one particular way, but it is saying that it is going to be a bother for your opponents. A turn 1 flyer is going to be hard to interact with. A turn 1 Vigilant flyer is going to be dangerous to not deal with. So this is a good just creature to have regardless of where you draft. But that's my pick 1. There are other great cards in this pack, so if you have a different pick 1, let me know in the comments below. But that's all for today, so thank you for cracking along with me, Be sure to check back tomorrow as we crack open another pack.